Damn it! Come on!
Well, it looks like that's the only way out. Aside from where it looks like the floor opens up.
Yeah, well, that way leads into space, so I think I'd prefer this route if possible.
You know, I found a bunch of neat robot stuff in here. I don't think these robots do much recycling.
Damn it! I can't really say that worrying whether the murderous robot overlords who are about to throw us into space, just because we tricked their computer into thinking we're incompatible with their attempts to turn the human race into zombie slaves, sort their paper from their plastic, is very high on my list of priorities right now. Damn it!
I'm just expressing my concern. If the robots aren't recycling, then they're creating greenhouse gases that hurt the environment.
Well, for a start, that's just dumb. It's not the action of recycling that stops greenhouse emissions, it's the not expending energy to create raw materials from scratch. And besides, we're in space, we're not on Earth, so the whole point is moot.
Why does being in space make it any less important?
Damn it! Because we're not in the greenhouse. We're outside the greenhouse. The greenhouse is Earth. We're not on Earth, so we're outside the greenhouse. All we're supposed to do at this point is not throw stones. Damn it!
Isn't it the people who are in the greenhouse who aren't supposed to throw stones?
I don't know, and I don't care. Quite frankly, I'm too concerned about the fact that I'm about to die horribly to put a whole lot of thought into it.
There's always the potential upside.
Upside? There's an upside to being ejected into space? Do tell.
I don't know, anything could happen.
Like?
What about cosmic rays?
What about them?
Well, if comic books have taught us anything, it's that exposure to cosmic rays leads to superpowers. It worked out for the Fantastic Four.
Okay. Let's pretend that what awaits us out there isn't rapid decompression, but instead, it's superpowers. I still say we're boned.
Not if you've got the power of the Human Torch.
What? No, especially if you got them.
But you could just flame on and fly back to Earth.
Nuh-uh. While bursting into flames and flying around would be a pretty sweet ability to have under normal circumstances, the lack of oxygen in space means that you wouldn't be able to flame on, and you'd be just as screwed as a normal person. Hey, hand me that robot arm over there.
Seriously, most of this stuff is in great condition.
Yeah, well, unless it helps us get out of here somehow, then it's just as useless to us as it is apparently to the robots.
If you were exposed to cosmic rays and you got Mr. Fantastic's powers, then you'd come out with a way out.
Well, not really. Reed Richards got his ability to stretch from cosmic rays, but he was already a super genius before that. Besides, we'd have to be out in space before we'd be exposed to cosmic rays. And while it's true that you could survive longer by expanding your lungs, you're still going to be stuck in the vacuum of space.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
See, that helmet looks brand new.
It does. And this gives me an idea.
You know, the Thing could bust through there.
Well, why don't you marry him then?
I'm just saying, if that whole cosmic rays thing's come off, then one of us ends up with the powers of the Thing, then bashing through the door won't be a problem.
It will be a problem, because we'll already be out in space. And whoop-de-doo if you end up like the Thing. You'll just be another rock-like object floating about out there.
What about Sue Storm?
The Invisible Woman? Yeah, okay. Granted, her ability to create force fields could come in pretty handy. But I think we're looking in the wrong comic for help here.
What do you mean?
Well, superheroes are either born, which we weren't.
True.
Or they get superpowers accidentally, which is pretty unreliable.
Also true. Or
they make themselves into superheroes.
Right. So instead of relying on an accident to happen,
like exposure to cosmic rays,
we need to come up with a way of creating our own destiny.
Exactly.
Okay, I've got an idea.
Warning. Hyperspace jump imminent.
Oh, crap.
Wait, you're right.
About what?
Looking in the wrong comic. I've got an idea.
Purging all waste before executing hyperspace jump.
Hi, I'm Elroy, host of Remote Viewing and star of the internet sensation Powers Cosmic. This is Furious. You may have noticed that in today's hysterically funny episode, there was also a serious message too. Did you catch what it was?
Obviously it was the environmental thing.
What?
The whole recycling angle.
Oh, no, that wasn't it.
Was it something to do with bike safety?
Bike safety?
Yeah, because there was the wearing a helmet and stuff.
No, Furious. I'm sure everyone at home got the message, though. So kids, remember, if you're ever approached by a stranger, be sure to report them to your parents or an authority figure immediately. And only a qualified professional should treat a snake bite.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's right, Furious. And knowing is half the battle.
Well, take a look at this guy, will you?